Hello Internet, it's time for another Wednesday serial, this time Astonishing X-Men 36. Now the first thing about this issue is I wanted to end Ellis's run with Astonishing, and then when I found out Way and other people were coming onto the book, I really didn't want to continue it, but because of the way pre-ordering tends to work, 2 months and all that, I ended up needing to buy this book as it was part of my file, and I'll be off it soon with the way Astonishing comes out, probably before the next issue hits. But it's annoying that they released this 1 week right after a run that's taken the better part of a year to wrap up 5 issues to come out. It seems unfortunate. They should have at least waited till the next month, which wouldn't have saved me this, but it still feels kind of icky. But if you want to hear more of me talking about pre-ordering, there's a great video of me on Inveterate Media Junkies, and I'll have a link in the doobly-doo. But as to the writing itself, not bad actually. I've not been a huge Way fan in the past, especially with the way he starts off issues, but I have to say this was well written, nothing stellar, but nothing bad either. And it flowed, and there's a few little hiccups, but it was just kind of a very heavy-handed premise in which we have Armor's siblings apparently just passed away, and she gets a call, and the team needs to travel to Japan. And you can tell this because her mutant power is she has this armor projection that is fueled by her ancestors, and she gets a very sudden spike, which was, I thought, a good way to handle that. It kind of added impact to the moment. However, this was a very heavy-handed issue, and I have to say the penciler, Jason Pearson, who by all rights is not doing a bad job on art, I feel was a bad selection for this comic. The way he draws is very cartoony and lends itself great for action scenes, and pretty much any other X-Men book he could have been put on, I'm sure would have been a far better fit. But this one was a very heavy-handed one, dealing with death, which seemed to be pretty much every Marvel comic this week, at least what I read. And also, it just, this was not an action book. I mean, the rest of the run very well may be action-oriented, and maybe it'll be a great fit later. But to start off, coming off of, you know, Warren Ellis first off, but then also Joss Whedon before him also running Astonishing with great artists. I mean, artists that are renowned across the industry, to these people who clearly have the chops but aren't these people who are Marvel names in the industry. And that's fair. I mean, it's good that they're letting new talent on the books, but I mean, to have this book in particular, which has been kind of shaky, to just start off with that when I'm sure there was another book that maybe could have been better handled with this. I just think it's odd that the editors are going that route. It's also interesting to see this Astonishing X-Men issue focus on just 3 characters, really. I mean, Emma's there, but yeah. And then it's really Scott, Logan, and Armor, and the rest are just going through. And it for the pages that I paid, you know, $4 for, this read way too quick, and no way was worth the price. I mean, yeah, it's a decent comic, but it's not a stellar comic, and I have a feeling I'm not the only one who's going to be dropping this title very quickly. In a way, it's a shame. I mean, we're seeing a potential to have a lot of great character development with a character like Armor that could be really reminiscent of the old days of Claremont's Wolverine, which is highly renowned, and whereas personally I didn't think it was such a great story, it certainly was a different story, and I was compelled all the way through. And to kind of harken back to a story more of that kind of telling would be a nice refreshing break from what has been going on, that everything has to be world-shaking events, and to just slow down and deal with a character for a moment could be really nice. Also, it looks like we're in for a big Japanese-style monster bit, which I don't feel bad saying because it's on the cover. And for that, I mean, hey, that's different too, and to see that handled a little differently with just a handful of X-Men could be some fun action to throw in to make sure that this story isn't too heavy-handed. And I have to say, this could be a different, you know, B-list offbeat comic, and honestly, I'm sure at this price, I mean, a lot of people are saying there has to be a DC book that I can pick up instead. Hate to harp on price point, but you know, at a certain point, books that are sketchy to begin with, it's really hard to say you want to continue on when you know you can be getting far better stuff for cheaper. So I just wanted to do a quick review on that comic. Sorry that I'm kind of dour. I've had about the worst day ever. That's exaggerating, but it sucked. But yeah, I hope to catch you soon and talk about a comic a little more cheery. And please go check out the other video I did. I actually think it's one of my better ones, if not just a little too general. But yeah, awesome, and check out Inveterate Media Junkies anyways. There's awesome stuff on that site all the time. So peace, love, and a pint, and I'll catch you guys later.